As per usual, I'm going to give you guys this video off the cuff. Most people go wrong in making these type of videos because usually they separate speaking and body language in two completely different videos. Now, I used to do that because I used to upload every single day and I didn't want to record 40-minute videos every single day. But now that I'm uploading less and I'm uploading longer videos, I can give you guys a proper communication masterclass. And you have to mix body language and speaking. I'm going to talk about that more, but there's something even more important. I'm now learning that that thing doesn't stay up the whole time automatically. Oh well, you're gonna have to deal with it. I wanted to put up a cross up there. I'm gonna have to get a physical one. I'm probably like a crucifix over there. But anyways, there is something you need to know. This all starts with mindset, and that's why the mindset masterclass I made is so important. You have to begin with mindset because here's the thing. I can make a 2-hour masterclass. I don't know how long this video is gonna be. I never know how long this is gonna be. I just know they're gonna be long and a lot to take in, just like me. No, it's mine. All of me is long and hard to take in, okay? You have to have the mindset in order to use everything I'm going to tell you. Because again, I can make this 2 hours long. I can show you hundreds of examples. I can do everything for you. But if you think you're a loser, you're going to be looking like this. You're going to be looking like a geek. You know what? If you're a loser, I tell you, hey, shoulders back, chest up. You're going to be like, I'm confident. I'm a G. I'm a Sigma. That's how it's gonna be. And I see people going around like that. It's like, bro, you hold your horses, as a cowboy would say. Do cowboys say that? I don't know. Whoa there, partner. Whoa there, buddy. Moving a bit too quickly there. Okay? You have to understand the mindset necessary. And there's a rule that I'm going to tell you, and this rule is going to take you so far. And no one really thinks of rules like this because they're all so scared. Oh, what if I get canceled for being a misogynist? If you... Okay, you know what a dyke is, right? Like a girl that like dresses like a guy, acts like a guy. If you have the body language that she has, you have a problem. Or wait, no. If a girl can have your body language without looking like a dyke, then you have an issue. So if you took like me, look how I talk and look how I do everything, okay? Imagine a girl doing what I do. She would look like a dyke. She would look like she's trying to be a guy. That means I have good body language. Some of you guys literally are like, damn, my shoulders are really broad, so even when I do this, they're still wide, but it's like, they take up no space. I'm like, hi. Like, if a girl had that body language, she would look normal. That's a problem. Meanwhile, me, they look like a dyke. That's the way you gotta do it, okay? You have to understand masculine, feminine, opposites. You should act like a man, and this is where the mindset comes in. You are the man. Because 99% of speaking, 99% of body language is confidence. And I'm gonna make a point here. A great way, and I guess this has a lot to do with mindset, a great way of getting better at speaking, especially if you're trying to make videos, and this is mostly for like social situations, all encompassing, but especially if you're trying to make videos, is to become an expert in your field, okay? Because think about it. There's someone I know, and you probably know someone like this, and you might even be like this yourself. There's someone I know who, when you talk to him 99% of the time, he sounds like a retard. Like, yeah, I don't know, yeah. It's not good body language, not good communication, none of that. But the second you start talking about anime, boom, 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 boom. Perfect. Well articulated, uses his hands, he speaks great. All this stuff. If you just know what you're talking about, you're going to speak better. And you have two ways of going about this. You can either actually know what you're talking about and become smart, which is what you should do, or you can just fake it. And to be honest, the faking part's actually more important than you think, because you might think, oh, well, if I just get to know a lot about the subject, then I'm going to have good body language automatically, and I'm going to communicate well automatically. Not necessarily. And most of the time you will, but some people, even when they have all the time accumulated you can think of in a certain field, they still can't speak. They still can't have good body language, because they don't have the confidence. Usually confidence comes with the work, but for some people it doesn't. So you still have to understand the mindset, the confidence is extremely important. Okay? You are the man. You are a person. You are the woman. You are the man. That's what you are. Like, do this. Okay, you're sitting in a chair. You're probably sitting like, wow, this sexy beast can really communicate well. Okay? Instead, what I want to do, I'm going to tell you something. You are the man. You are the man. Think about the man. Who's the man to you? I don't know. Maybe some strong, buff dude. And maybe you think, oh, well, he has a bunch of girls. I mean, that's kind of. He sleeps with a bunch of girls. That's gay. But maybe that's what you think is cool. Okay, that's you. All that stuff is you. Now, how are you going to sit? How are you going to talk? Very different from how you are right now, probably, if you have to watch this video. Okay, so the mindset takes you 95% of the way there. From there, it's just a lot of learning and tweaking. Because you discover your body language more than you create it. This is something that when you get to a higher level, because when you learn about, when you listen to all these normies in the self-improvement space, they talk a lot about, oh, well, fixing yourself, fix. It's more so discovering yourself, because every person has a unique body language repertoire. James Bond and Donald Trump move completely differently, but they both have good body language. You have to find what works for you. And I'm going to talk more about that later. But focus on being your own person, okay? Don't talk like someone else. I mean, if you want other people to like you, just copying someone who's likable does work. Seriously, there's people who literally do Andrew Tate impersonations, essentially, on YouTube, and they do well. And it's basically just an impersonation. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. True, but you also want to be your own person, right? Again, I'm going to go more into that later. So, body language and speech is a symbiotic relationship. Okay, and imagine if there's an incongruence, and it's hard to even enact this because it's so weird. Like, imagine, you see how I'm talking confidently right now? I'm using my hand. Imagine if I was like this and I was talking like this. So, yeah, guys, I know absolutely everything about body language, and you see how weird that looks? Like, imagine someone sitting like this, like, yeah, I know absolutely everything about body language, and I'm going to tell you today that you guys are all retarded. You guys don't know what you're talking about. So I'm going to know everything about this subject. So, first of all, you have to do this when you're sitting. Like, that doesn't work. And now, it's even harder to do it when, like, yeah, guys, so I know absolutely everything, and I'm going to tell you right now that, okay, hold on. I know absolutely everything, guys, so I'm going to tell you right now that, I think I know what I'm talking about. I don't know, but, you know. It's hard to make it incongruent, but you see how it's so intertwined. If your body language sucks, your speech is probably going to suck unless you consciously try to, like, do some reverse things. So if you work on your body language, you'll fix your speech. Okay? And body language first. I'm going to talk about body language first because speech proceeds. It comes from your body language, right? Because I'm sitting. You have body language more than you actually speak. And body language is like 90% of communication or something like that. Like, I'm sitting like this so I can talk like this. Now, if I was sitting like this, it would be a lot harder to talk confidently and all other stuff. Sitting like this. It's easier, right? So, because I'm sitting, I'm going to begin with sitting body language, okay? You are the man. You have to take up as much space as possible. You need a man spread. You need to have people take photos of you and be like, oh my god, look at this guy, he's man spreading. That should be you. You should be the guy that man spreads. The guy that takes up all the space. And do what's comfortable, you know, maybe, I mean, to be honest, if you're a dude, and my legs are like as far apart as possible right now, if you're a dude and you don't find that comfortable, then you got tiny balls. Like, seriously, I see some dudes, and they sit with their legs together. I'm doing it right now. And I'm like, bro. Like, I'm doing it right now. My balls are literally getting squished. And they're not even fully together. This is for women. Men, gotta let my balls out. Okay? And you gotta let your balls out. Because you have to think about your balls like an aura center. I don't know, like chakra, whatever. Stupid stuff. Right? But think about it like that. It's just emitting energy. And when you put your legs all together, it's like suppressing energy. When you put them all out, boom, it's all the energy going out there. Right? You're emitting energy. People want to be around you. People want to be around the guys like, because all the energy is being stuffed and being destroyed. Well, energy can't be destroyed. It's just being. I'm not going to get into it. Okay, it's very complicated, but when you're sitting, take up a lot of space. Okay. And when you do your hand motions, also take up a lot of space. I guess should I do hand motions now? Yeah, whatever. right? So hand motions, again, this is a lot of stuff you're gonna end up learning. Okay, hand motions should be big, and you should be like an Italian. You know how Italians like pizza pie, pizza pizza pizza. You know they're kind of like that. That's good. That's very good for communicating with the masses. Now, there's certain situations where you want to be a bit more slow and controlled. Like when you're about to tell someone they're gonna die. You want to be like, oh yeah, you're gonna. I mean, that's kind of funny, but you're gonna die today. Any last words? See how it's not all, because I'm like this. There's more slow and control. So you have to tweak things depending on the situation, but more often than not, bigger hand motions, more eccentric movements are going to be better. And you also have to calibrate it to how you look. So me, I look scary. I get that all the time. Like, I've had a lot of stories regarding that. So I am a bit more quote unquote flamboyant with my movements. I don't do this like hi, like never do that. I don't care how scary you look. You can't. I would never resort to that. But I'm a bit eccentric, flamboyant, I guess. I'm not sure the exact definition of flamboyant. So I'm gonna use the word eccentric. I'm a bit eccentric, right? So it kind of softens everything. Now, if you were someone who doesn't look scary at all, which I mean, you should look a little bit if you actually like work on yourself and become a bit masculine. But maybe you just have bad genetics or whatever. Okay, want to be a bit more slow and controlled, right? You have to calibrate it to how you look, because like I said, this has a lot to do with your personal situation. I'm just giving you the basics. This is enough. Like even if you don't calibrate, you're still gonna do like 99% better than the average person, right? So what else about setting? So hand motions, this is stuff that should come naturally. Maybe like doing this, maybe like doing that. Like Trump does that, right? Trump, it's not this, it's this, right? Puts his finger in. Maybe like doing this, maybe like doing that. It's a lot of stuff. Let it come out naturally, because once you start, because remember, this is a lot about the mindset, and you're just trying to make this a part of the mindset, because you don't want to consciously think, oh well, how am I moving my hands? How am I doing this? How am I doing that? It should come naturally. Now, if you're trying to have a specific goal and you're trying to specifically persuade a single person, you can start being a bit more, calibrated about how far you lean in, how far you lean out, etc. And I'll get more into that later, to be honest. I wasn't planning on talking about that, but I'm going to talk about how to, like, work with people, like how to read them. I feel like that would be valuable. But that's for later. For now, mindset. Okay, keep the mindsets, let it come out naturally. Now, standing. When you stand, and this is a really good piece of advice I read somewhere. Stand like you're trying to flash everyone. Like imagine you have tits, like you're a girl and you're trying to flash everyone. There. Boom. And you're gonna peacock a little bit, but that's good. You're a man, you should be. Why do male peacocks have those big feathers? Just gotta show off a little bit. Right. Men are supposed to show off a little bit, women are supposed to be super modest. When I say show off a little bit, I don't mean anything crazy, but like remember, relatively speaking, it's more than women. So you want to peacock a little bit, you want to sway your shoulders a little bit. Now, depending on how you look, your shoulder sway is going to be different. Let it come out naturally. Remember, true to yourself. So some people, they have a bigger one. Like Tristan Tate has a really big one. Tristan Tate has a very big shoulder sway. Some people have a very, short one. Mine's more in the middle. Sometimes mine is big, but depends on the person. But you should sway your shoulders a little bit, because you know how women sway their hips. It's like, oh, that's hot, right? It's the same thing with men and their shoulders, because this is like because we talk about women's favorite body part in men, it's like shoulders, right? So you want to accentuate them a little bit, right? And you also want to be, I guess this goes for sitting as well, you also want to be very assertive in your movements. So, and this all goes to confidence again. You see a lot of people and they're like, instead of doing this, they do that. Be assertive. Do the movement. Okay? Now, there's going to be freak incidents where, you're going to get interrupted, like, physically, and you have to, like, stop midway. But when you're just talking, you shouldn't, like, glitch yourself out. Right? Because that's what some people, they literally glitch themselves. They lag IRL. Never lag IRL. And even if you don't know what you're talking about, don't lag IRL. Okay? Now, since I'm going to talk about speaking at the end, I guess I'll talk now about how to use body language to communicate with specific people, specifically in different situations. So, let's say you are with a girl, okay? Girls are naturally scared of men. Rightfully so, they should be, right? Because we're physically stronger and bigger, right? Especially if you're a bit scary like me. So, when you're speaking to them, don't hunch over them. And this goes for other people as well, especially if you look scary. If you look scary, this is great for you. If you don't, then still don't do this because you're still like a creep. But like, you have to calibrate it a little bit. Don't hunch over people. You have to understand people's personal space. Don't like being invaded, especially if you're big. So they don't know you yet. If you're gonna say something, unless you're trying to purposely intimidate them, then do it. But in general, if I'll just say if you look more scared, because if you follow my advice, you end up looks maxing, all this other stuff. You end up looking a bit more intense, I guess, right? Because that's how men are supposed to look. When you're first speaking to someone, you want to kind of lean away a little bit, right? Not like this, but like this. You want to give them space. You want to make it feel safe. And for women, if they're sitting next to you, like you talk to them like this, not like this. Okay, it's too much. Now, of course, when you get to know them, they could change a little bit, but at the start, it's too much. And handshakes, firm. You don't need me to tell you how to give a handshake. Make it firm. Okay, if your hands are small, get those one of those weight grip things and just go ham on them. Do pull-ups on a tree. That's what I do. That's how I got my hands so thick. I'm about to take this moment to glaze myself. Look at these testimonials. Aren't these the most amazing testimonials? If you want to have results similar to these people, maybe even better, if you really go the extra mile, join the Discord. Link in description. And you can also use your body language to accentuate a point. So for example, let's say you really want to get a point across to someone. You can use this. Like no. Instead of no. No. Now, no without any hand movement can be powerful sometimes, but with the movement, it accentuates it, right? For example, if you're like in a mafia situation where you're gonna have someone get whacked, no, that's more powerful. But if you're like in a hustling, bustling area where there's a bunch of movement, no, use your hand. Oh, accentuate, and you can even do no, adds an extra sound to it, right? Or even snap. Now, this is a bit more politically incorrect, socially inept, or whatever. No, not socially inept. Socially frowned upon. Snapping towards someone, that's like, oh, like you don't want to, But snapping does get attention, like a dog. Whistling, it's all the same stuff. But the one you can do that's not going to get you in trouble socially is, right? Because sound is very powerful. Like an extra sound, because humans are very good at seeing change, right? If you talk like this the whole time, if I just talk like this, hey guys, so my name is Matt, and I make Minecraft videos, like, that's not very engaging or whatever, but I'll go like, hey guys, my name is Matt, I make Minecraft videos, my Minecraft videos are the best. Like, there's a bunch of movement, a bunch of changing. Like, his hand was here, now it's here. His voice was here, then it was here. It's like that, right? You want to be engaging. You want to be seen as a bit eccentric. Like, I go out and I'm very eccentric. Like, these videos, this is me. It's not me putting on an extra energy. This is how I talk. It's trained a little bit, but I found it. I didn't make it. I trained it. Right? I found it. So anyways, I'm gonna start talking about speaking, because I feel like the rest of the stuff is just common sense. If you don't know the rest, then you're just a retard. So, speaking. Alright? The first thing I'm gonna tell you about is something I see so much in younger men. Like 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. They do this all the time, and it pisses me off. Like, Like, yeah, it's uh, one of those like guitars, like a sky guitar, like on the fan. Like, if you want to be seen as a complete retard that no one should pay attention to and no one should value at all, talk like that. But for someone who actually values yourself, don't talk like that. Okay? The worst thing you could say is or like all over and over and over again. And it's something you have to train out of you because it's like an involuntary thing that you have to get rid of. It's kind of like swearing. If you want to stop swearing, which you probably should, okay, don't swear. We're Christians, okay? Now, I'm not a language whore because swears are subjective at the end of the day. There's no rule book saying this is a swear and this isn't a swear. Like, I use the word damn. Some people don't like that. But if you're trying not to swear, getting rid of or like is the exact same. When you do it, catch yourself and then fix it. So if you say the item is for sale, like, why do you say Just go in your head and be like, okay, wait, this item's for sale. Boom, you fixed it. Then just do that over and over again. Eventually, it's gonna be trained out of you because I used to say all the time, all the time. I used to be really bad. I got rid of it. Why? Because I trained it. And I guess I'm talking about the best way to train it later, but like, gotta get rid of it. Get rid of it. No more. Okay? Now, we're gonna talk about how to actually improve your beyond what I just said, because what I just said is all gonna be very dependent. Actually no. What I'm about to tell you is dependent, but what I just told you is very ironclad. That's the basics. Now, to get to the really high level stuff, where you're really, I just said on right there. See, just made a mistake. To really get to the higher level stuff, where you are really discovering how you actually want to be, you have to study other people. And what I recommend you do, and this is how you make your free time productive, because a lot of you guys are actually wasting your time when you don't have to be wasting your time. And it's not like, oh well, instead of watching that video, you should have watched you should have bought a course and used it, or you should have gone out mowing lawns. It's not like that. More like when you watch Donald Trump, you should be paying more attention because you can pick up things from him. And this is what I want you to do. Create a list of people you think are good speakers and have good body language. So, make a list right now. James Bond, Donald Trump, the Tates. I think they have good body language, good speaking. I haven't watched them in a while, but I think they were good at them. Who else? Let's see. Chris Hansen. Take 5. I'm trying to think of number 5. Johnny Bravo. Now, obviously, Johnny Bravo is a cartoon character. He's a bit eccentric, but he has it down, right? Because that's his whole... Because think about Johnny Bravo. His whole thing is like, oh, well, he's the macho man, right? And, of course, they use that for irony, but that's what his character is based on. It's based on a masculine archetype. And like you do Superman from a certain movie, all this stuff. You do literally whoever you want, whoever you think is cool, right? Now, what I'm not going to tell you is just copy them fully, because that's stupid. Don't do that, right? Obviously, don't do that. What we want to do is take things from them. So let's say Trump, right? Trump says, or Trump talks like this, right? We are going to make America great again. Like, you like this hand motion. Okay, take it. Yeah, I like this hand motion. Boom. Right? So you put it in your repertoire. Now, let's say Trump does this. The thing I told you earlier, he does like this. But you actually don't like that. Like, I'm not a big fan of this. Don't do it then. That's all it is. And just take from other people. And what you have to do is when you watch them, pay attention. So when you go watch a James Bond movie, pay attention. See what he's doing. How does he say, Madam? How does he talk when he's interrogating someone? How does he talk when he's just in normal conversation? Take notes. See it. And then, if you want to take it to the next level, reenact it. Be cringe. Okay? You see Bond say, You know what they say about the fittest. You know, like Roger Moore one. Say it like James Bond. Put yourself in the situation. Visualize. See yourself in the moment. See it. And then enact it. And then eventually you're going to start naturally finding what you actually like. Because again, this isn't about you copying other people. This is about you looking at other people and then putting it within yourself and seeing whether or not you like it. So you're actually finding yourself more and more and more. Okay? When you finish this, don't worry about being a copycat. You're only going to seem like a copycat if you do one person. That's what a lot of people do, like especially with Andrew Tate. So many people, they take the good step of saying, okay, well, I'm going to learn from other people. But then they just pick Andrew Tate and then they talk like him. Then they look cringe. Like every time I see it, I cringe. It's not unique. It's not special. You can be different. I mean, unless you're copying me. You should copy me fully because I know everything. But anyone else, you can't just copy them. It's not going to work. You're going to look like an idiot. When you, depending on a niche you go in, because again, like I said, if you were to copy Andrew Tate, you could get some success, but at the end of the day, I mean, everyone's going to know you as a clone. So, yeah, they may like your video, they may watch it, but who cares at the end of the day? They only like you because Andrew Tate exists. Or maybe not, but they like you more because of that, right? Anyways, so you also want to, when it comes to speaking, you also want to study. When I say study, I don't mean like a bunch of nerd stuff. I mean just study like joke setups and whatever. I think a really good source of this is Craig Ferguson. Very good because he's off the cuff, right? And Trump's also good as well. What you want to do is you want to look up a bunch of things you find funny. When I say funny, I don't mean like slapstick visual humor. I mean, unless the visual humor is like body language, because like mocking or whatever. But like a joke that's told and it makes you laugh. Like comedians are good for this as well. Get out a doc and write out the joke. And then you want to find the setup and the punchline. Now, it might be a bit more complicated than that. If so, adjust for it. But you want to see, why was that funny? Why was that joke funny? And then, it's like, you know how football quarterbacks, what they do is they watch film and then they put it into their own heads. And then when they get on the field, when they see it again, they can do exactly what they told themselves earlier. That's exactly what this is. It's like film study as a quarterback. You're looking at what's going on, and then when the moment comes, you can use the joke format. I'm not saying steal the jokes. I'm saying take the format and see why it's funny and then apply it to your own humor. Some, rules of humor, like the rule of three. You say, first I cut a tomato, then I cut a cucumber, and then I cut an orphan. Like that. Like on the third one, you switch it up. You use things like that, surprise, etc. But the number one thing that will make you funny, and being funny is a really big part of communication, to be honest, because I feel like if you're a good communicator, you'll be funny. And if you're funny, people will like you. Just be invested in what you say. So, for example, I had this Indian taxi driver, and, he's telling me, oh, man, you gotta see the women out here in New York, all the blonde white women, I touch them all, Like, to be honest, that's kind of funny to me, but imagine if I did it like this instead. Yeah, so I had this Indian taxi driver, and he was talking to me like, oh, man, the white girls here are so amazing. I touch them all, they don't really say I can, but I do it anyways. See how it's funnier? You just got into it. So if you're telling a story, and you impersonate people, give them a goofy accent if they actually have it. And if your accent sucks, like, for example, maybe you're trying to impersonate what's an accent I can't do? Like, I guess my Indian accent wasn't too good. Like, an Indian person, you end up doing a trash accent. It's still funny. You're into it. You put energy into it. That's literally going to take you 99% of the way there. Again, mindset. Be invested into it. And also be invested in what you say. Don't give up midway. I see so many people, they're like, hey guys, yeah, so Billy... They feel like people aren't listening, so they just give up halfway. Or they lose confidence. Like, guys, Billy was talking to that salesman over there, and you know what Billy said? Billy said that the grass was green on the other side. See how I lost confidence midway? Don't do that. Even if your joke sucks, you can carry it with confidence. You can really carry it with confidence. I promise you can carry it with confidence. Another good thing to learn is poetry. So look up Shakespeare couplet template and then just write it out. And this also could be a way of dispersing your feelings, right? But write out the couplets, and that's gonna help you with structuring things, because it's also gonna tell you about tone, and tone is very important, right? When you want to emphasize something, you can use a change in tone. So instead of going like, the pizza man was there, so like the you could you could be like, the pizza man was there, or the pizza man was there. The pizza man was there. See how the meaning changes depending on the emphasis? Same thing goes when you go like this at the end, or you go like this at the end. You'd be like, you are going to clean those dishes now. You are going to clean those dishes now. Like, see what's different? Completely different emotion, completely different message portrayed just by going down or up at the end. Right? And that's very powerful with women. Very, very powerful with women. You want to... I'll save woman for another video, because that's... Women, to be honest, aren't that complicated once you understand what's going on. I'm not going to give you like some red pill gay advice. It's going to be different, but... I don't know. What do you guys want to see next? Let me know in the comments. You think of... Yeah, my bicep was full. Nice. Anyways, I have anything left to talk about? Oh yeah, the single best way to improve your speech is to get your phone out, put it on a tripod, and record yourself. And I know most of you guys aren't gonna want to do that. I know, because I used to watch videos talking about stuff like this, and one tip that they would give is like, oh, record yourself for 3, and it's not as good. Because they'd be like, oh, record yourself for 3 minutes, and watch it. And do that like once a week. No. You have to record yourself for 10 minutes. Post it on YouTube every single day. I swear to you that's going to change your life. I promise you. I know you don't want to do it, but it will change your life. I didn't want to do it for 2 years. I'm still kicking myself. Because the problem with the advice I give you in the saying that, oh, well, just record yourself for 5 minutes and watch it back, is that you aren't developing the skill of not giving a damn about other people. That's a very important part of communication. So first of all, obviously recording yourself is going to put you in a situation where you can actually speak, because most of you guys actually aren't going out a lot. There's not a lot of opportunities to work on it, right? And you can tweak things when you see yourself, right? You're going to get better. Like, every single day you're going to get better, better, and better. But when you record it, you're putting it out there for everyone to hear. So I remember I used to be very shy about my opinions. I was kind of like, well, I'm not the biggest fan of homosexuality. Yeah, it would be crazy if I even got that out. But now, because I've said all my opinions on the internet, I've had a bunch of people comment like, oh, you're a terrible person. Now, even in public, because this translates to real life in public, or communicating with other people in real life, and trying to persuade them, sell stuff to them, etc. Now it could be like, I hate, get that out of my face. I don't care anymore. And it makes me so much better at communication. Because it also makes me funnier. Because that was probably funny. I would be surprised if most of you guys didn't laugh at that. Although I'm going to have to censor it. Probably still made it funny because you probably know what I said anyways. You will literally change your life. If you just start recording yourself and you start saying things that are truly your mind. I'm not saying don't say things just because you're on camera. I don't do that. I say things that I truly think and, just letting out. Being honest. Be honest. Be a good person. Being honest makes you so much better of a communicator, right? Now, it goes without saying that you're going to have to apply this advice for a while for it to work. But it won't even take that long for you to see massive changes. Give it a few weeks. See big changes, and you're like, wow, this video was so amazing. How can I pay him back? join my Discord. I'm gonna leave it there.